Welcome to Twisted Comics, your go-to channel for comic book deep dives. In today's video, we will break down the 7 epic mutant heroes who missed their shot at the X-Men.
When you think of the X-Men, a few names probably jump to mind. Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, Storm. They read the legends who answered Professor X's call to protect a world that hates and fears them. They're the A-team of mutant kind. But what about the others? The ones who got the invitation and said no thanks? Or the ones so powerful, so independent, that they never even needed a call? What about the mutants who were more than mighty enough to stand with the X-Men, but for reasons of family, country, or just plain stubbornness, chose a different path? These aren't just some obscure characters. These are epic heroes with insane abilities who could have completely changed X-Men history. But they didn't. Today, we're looking at 7 incredible mutants who missed their shot at joining the X-Men, whether by choice or by chance. From Omega-level powerhouses who just wanted to be left alone to patriotic heroes who put country before kind, get ready to meet the forgotten titans of the mutant world. Section 1. Molly Hayes, the Princess Powerful. Coming in at number 7 is a character who proves you don't need metal claws or weather control to be one of the strongest mutants around. You just need a whole lot of heart and fists that can punch way above your weight class. Meet Molly Hayes, aka Princess Powerful, the youngest and maybe the most formidable member of the Runaways. Don't let the cute hats fool you. Molly Hayes is a powerhouse. Her 10 gene grants her immense superhuman strength and durability. We're talking about a preteen who can go toe-to-toe with Marvel's heaviest hitters. In one legendary moment, she punched a Super Skrull clear across a building. In another, she single-handedly held up the giant-sized Avenger, Giant Man, after he was knocked out, keeping him from crushing a city block. She is, without question, one of the physically strongest young mutants ever. Her powers have a unique drawback, though. After using her strength, she gets incredibly sleepy and often just passes out, which adds a bit of charm and a lot of tension to her fights. So with that kind of power, why isn't she an X-Man? The answer is simple, and it defines her entire character. Family. Molly's story starts in the classic 2003 series Runaways, where she and her friends discovered their parents were secretly the Pride, a supervillain cabal controlling Los Angeles. After taking down their own parents, the kids went on the run, forming a new, chosen family dedicated to protecting each other. For Molly, the Runaways aren't just a team. They're her whole world. They raised her and gave her a home when her biological parents turned out to be monsters. This fierce loyalty has been tested too. The X-Men have actively tried to recruit her, seeing her incredible potential. But Molly has made her opinion on the matter crystal clear, famously punching Wolverine through a roof and knocking out Beast on separate occasions before running away. She sees the X-Men's world as one of constant conflict and military training, a huge contrast to the messy, loving, and independent life she has with her found family. She didn't miss her shot at the X-Men. She turned it down flat because she was already home. Section 2. Vanguard, the Soviet Patriot. Next up, at number 6, we have a mutant who represents the clash between ideology and identity. He's a hero forged in the Cold War, a man whose loyalty to his country always came before any allegiance to a global mutant community. This is Nikolai Krylenko, the powerful Russian mutant known as Vanguard. Vanguard has a seriously cool power set. He can generate a force field that repels almost any form of energy, whether it's a punch, a laser, or even gravity. This makes him a defensive powerhouse, able to withstand attacks from the likes of Iron Man and the Hulk. But he's not just a shield. He can focus that energy into devastating blasts and use it to fly. He is basically a living weapon wrapped in the flag of his homeland. First appearing back in 1978, Vanguard's story is completely tied to his national identity. He and his twin sister Lania Petrovna, who later became the hero Darkstar, were taken by the Soviet government as kids when their powers emerged. They weren't raised as individuals, but as state assets, trained to be the core of the Soviet super soldiers, Russia's answer to the Avengers. This unwavering patriotism is why Vanguard never joined the X-Men. While other mutants saw Professor X's dream as a path to unity, Vanguard saw it as an American idea. His duty was to the Kremlin, not a school in Westchester. He fought American heroes multiple times, not because he was evil, but because it was his job. What makes his story even more interesting is the path his sister took. While Darkstar was also a patriot, she was more open to the outside world and eventually joined a branch of the X-Men called X-Corp. This created a fascinating family dynamic, split by ideology. While she saw the value in global mutant cooperation, Vanguard remained steadfast, prioritizing his homeland above all else. At one point, he even briefly wore a uniform reminiscent of the Red Guardian, a name synonymous with Russian heroism, further cementing his status as a national icon. For Vanguard, a call from the X-Men was never a temptation. It was a foreign offer that went against a duty he had already sworn his life to. Section 3. Justice, the Avenger by Choice. At number 5 is a hero who proves that having an X gene doesn't mean your destiny is with the X-Men. He's a powerful telekinetic, a natural leader, and a founding member of one of the most beloved teen superhero teams ever. But despite his mutant heritage, his heart was always set on a different letter of the alphabet, A for Avenger. This is the story of Vance Astrovik, the hero known as Justice. Vance Astrovik is a mutant with incredibly powerful telekinetic abilities. He can fly, create durable force fields, and unleash devastating psionic blasts. His control is so fine-tuned, he can juggle multiple objects with precision, and he's strong enough to hold his own against Avengers-level threats. In fact, his powers are so important that his own future self, Major Victory of the Guardians of the Galaxy, traveled back in time just to make sure they activated early. There's no doubt his power level would have made him a top recruit for the X-Men. So why did he never attend the Xavier Institute? Because his journey took a much more public turn. Vance's story is defined by his time with the New Warriors, a team of young heroes operating on their own terms, outside the shadow of the Avengers, or X-Men. Vance, who first called himself Marvel Boy, was a cornerstone of that team. But his path was also shaped by tragedy. In a dark and pivotal storyline, Vance accidentally killed his abusive father while defending himself with his powers. Racked with guilt, he turned himself in and served time in prison, determined to pay for his actions. This experience changed him, giving him a deep need for redemption and a rigid moral code. He took the name Justice to reflect his new purpose. Throughout his career, Vance never really focused on the mutant problem. He saw himself as a hero first and a mutant second. His dream was always to become an Avenger, the team he idolized as a kid. And he did it, not only joining the main team, but also becoming a teacher at the Avengers Academy. He was offered a place in a mutant-centric program, but quit to form his own team when he disagreed with its methods. Unlike so many mutants who felt like outsiders, Justice found his community in the broader superhero world. He had the power and the gene, but his destiny was to stand with Earth's mightiest heroes. Section 4. Cloak and Dagger, the divine duo of doubt at number 4. We have not one hero, but two, forever bound by light and darkness. Their story is one of the most tragic and complex in the Marvel Universe, and their relationship with their own mutant status is just as complicated. They've been allies to the X-Men, and even briefly joined them, but they've always remained on the outside, never quite fitting in. Let's unravel the mystery of Tandy Bowen and Tyrone Johnson, the street-level heroes known as Cloak and Dagger. Their powers are a perfect study in duality. Tandy, or Dagger, creates daggers of pure light that can either drain a person's life force or purge them of addictions. She is a being of healing and hope. Tyrone, or Cloak, is a living doorway to the dark force dimension. His cloak is a portal to a cold, hungry void, and he can teleport himself and others through this shadowy realm. He is a being of shadow and fear. They need each other. Dagger's light keeps Cloak from being consumed by his own darkness. Their origin is where things get messy. Originally, they were teenage runaways who got their powers after being injected with a synthetic drug by criminals. For years, they were considered mutates, people who got powers from an external event, like Spider-Man. But that was later retconned, with the new story being that the drug simply activated their latent mutant genes. This are they or aren't they question has defined their relationship with the X-Men. During the Utopia era, when Cyclops gathered all mutants on an island, Cloak and Dagger joined up, first with Norman Osborn's Dark X-Men, and then with the real X-Men. It seemed like they'd finally found a home. But it didn't last. An X-Men scientist, Dr. Nemesis, scanned Dagger and declared she didn't have the X gene, throwing their whole identity into question again. Feeling like outsiders in the one place they should have belonged, they left. Marvel's official stance has flipped back and forth over the years. This narrative chaos perfectly mirrors their role in the universe. They are eternal outsiders, too dark for the Avengers, too street level for the Fantastic Four, and thanks to their ambiguous origins, never truly at home with the X-Men. They've all walked away after joining, because their core identity is tied to each other, and their mission to protect the vulnerable, not to the grand politics of mutant survival. Section 5. The Great Lakes Avengers, the Quirky B-Team. Our number 3 spot isn't one hero, but a whole team of lovable, often clumsy, but undeniably heroic mutants who created their own wonderfully weird space in the Marvel Universe. They are the heroes of the Midwest, a team that has gone through more name changes than Dazzler has outfits. They are the Great Lakes Avengers. Founded by the unkillable Mr. Immortal, the GLA is home to some of the strangest mutant powers you'll ever see. Let's do a quick roll call. First, there's Mr. Immortal, whose only power is that he can't die. He just comes back from any injury, making him the team's eternal leader. Then you have Flatman, a mutant with a 2D body who can stretch and contort himself, much to the annoyance of Mr. Fantastic. There's also Big Bertha, a supermodel who can become superhumanly strong and durable by dramatically increasing her body mass. And we can't forget Doorman, a mutant who can teleport people through the dark force dimension. But at first, only into the next room. From the very beginning, the GLA was fiercely, almost comically, independent. They weren't sanctioned by the Avengers, but they took the name anyway, which really annoyed Hawkeye and the main team. This led to the first of many cease and desist orders and rebrands. The idea of them joining the X-Men is hilarious because they already tried it. Sort of. In their 2005 miniseries, the team realizes that all of its core members are actually mutants. So naturally, they rename themselves the Great Lakes X-Men. This new name lasts for about 5 minutes before Rachel Summers sends them another cease and desist, telling them to knock it off. That little story tells you everything you need to know. The GLA was never meant to be part of the X-Men. They're a parody, a loving tribute to the whole idea of superhero teams. They represent a corner of the Marvel Universe that doesn't take itself too seriously. While the X-Men were fighting world-ending threats, the Great Lakes Avengers were fighting villains like a man obsessed with destroying Christmas. They missed their shot at the X-Men because they were too busy building their own gloriously weird legacy in Wisconsin, proving that you don't need to be an X-Man to be a mutant hero. Section 6. Namora, the avenging daughter of Atlantis. For our number 2 spot, we read diving deep beneath the waves to find a royal powerhouse whose loyalties lie not with the surface world or mutant kind, but with the silent depths of the ocean. She shares a name, a bloodline, and a complicated genetic history with one of the most famous mutants on Earth, yet she has consistently chosen her kingdom over his. This is the story of Namora. Like her famous cousin Namor, the Submariner, Namora is a hybrid of an Atlantean father and a human mother. This heritage gives her a staggering array of powers. She has immense superhuman strength, capable of lifting battleships. She can withstand the crushing pressures of the deep sea, swim at incredible speeds, and most importantly, she can fly, thanks to the small feathered wings on her ankles. That trait is a dead giveaway for her mutant X gene. Her very name is a statement. While Namor means avenging son, Namora is the Atlantean for avenging daughter. Her mutant status has been retconned a few times, but the general agreement is that, like Namor, her hybrid nature includes the X gene, setting them apart from both humans and pure-blooded Atlanteans. So, with this power and confirmed mutant status, why has she never joined the X-Men? The answer is her unwavering loyalty to two things: Atlantis and her own team, the Agents of Atlas. While her cousin Namor has had a long and stormy relationship with the X-Men joining them, fighting them, even becoming a host for the Phoenix Force, Namora has kept her distance. Her main focus has always been protecting Atlantis. But her most significant commitment came when she was revived in the modern era to become a founding member of the Agents of Atlas. This team, led by former FBI agent Jimmy Woo, is made up of other lost heroes from the 1950s. For Namora, the Agents of Atlas became her new family and mission. They operate in the shadows, fighting global conspiracies that bigger teams often overlook. Her loyalty is to them. Namor may have accepted Krakoa's invitation to serve his own political goals, but Namora represents a different kind of identity. She is Atlantean by culture, mutant by genetics, but an agent of Atlas by choice. She missed her shot at the X-Men because her destiny was never on the surface. It was in the depths of the ocean and in the shadows with her chosen team. Before we get to our number one pick, if you're enjoying this trip through mutant history, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. And let us know in the comments who you think our number one mutant who missed their shot will be. Section 7, Mr. M, the neutral Omega, and now for our number one epic mutant hero who missed his shot at the X-Men. This isn't a hero bound by patriotism or family. This is a mutant so powerful, so reality-bendingly strong, that he rises above the very conflict the X-Men exist to fight. He is an Omega-level force of nature who chose not to join any side, because from where he's standing, the whole game is flawed. He is the mysterious, the terrifyingly powerful Absalon Mercator, better known as Mr. M. To call Mr. M powerful is a massive understatement. He's an Omega-level mutant who can manipulate matter and energy at a subatomic level. That basically makes him a reality warper on the same level as Franklin Richards or Legion. His list of accomplishments is short but mind-blowing. He's been shown creating devastating energy blasts, restoring a mutant's powers after M-Day, and even completely inverting another person's body with just a flick of his wrist. He can heal fatal wounds, and it has been suggested he can turn other mutants' powers on or off at will. His power has no known upper limit. Mr. M first showed up living a quiet life in Mutant Town. He was a reclusive man in a black suit who mostly kept to himself, seeming burdened by his own incredible abilities. His philosophy has always been one of quiet neutrality. He sees the endless war between humans and mutants, and even between mutant groups, as a pointless, destructive cycle. He has helped mutants in need, like when he walked to the Xavier Institute after M-Day to offer his help. But he has firmly refused every invitation to join the X-Men or any other group. His reasoning is a mix of fear of his own power and a philosophical rejection of the X-Men's mission. He seems to believe that organized groups, even noble ones, just create more conflict. This was made perfectly clear during the Krakoan Age, when Magneto personally sought him out to help terraform Mars, a feat that required multiple Omega-level mutants. Mr. M flat-out refused. He had already created his own small nation, Mercator, in the magical realm of Otherworld, choosing to remove himself from the equation entirely, rather than be used as a weapon in someone else's war. Mr. M is the ultimate missed shot. He's not just a hero who could have been an X-Man. He's a being who could have single-handedly ended their struggles. With a thought, he could have cured the legacy virus, reversed M-Day, or dismantled every Sentinel on Earth. But he didn't. He chose observation over participation, neutrality over sides. He is the living embodiment of untapped potential. A god-tier mutant who looked at Professor X's dream and decided to just walk off the board. That is why Absalon Mercator, the mysterious Mr. M, is the #1 epic mutant hero who missed his shot at the X-Men. Conclusion. So there they are, 7 incredible mutants, each with the power to be one of the greatest heroes in the Marvel Universe, but who all walked their own path. From the fierce family loyalty of Molly Hayes to the stoic neutrality of the godlike Mr. M, their stories prove that being a mutant hero is about more than just joining a team. It's about choice, identity, and the personal battles that define who you are. They show us that the X-Men, as important as they are just one part of a vast, complex world of mutant kind. For every mutant who answers Professor X's call, there are others forging their own destinies. They may have missed their shot at being X-Men, but in doing so, they created compelling stories all their own. But what do you think? Did we miss anyone? Is there a powerful mutant hero you think deserved a spot on this list? Let us know your picks in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, do us a favor and hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed for more explorations into the world of comics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.